Hi, Mairi here with another thing that doesn't make sense and doesn't seem logical to me about these vaccinations. So, let's assume one scenario is that the one that the trials so far can show us, which is that, well, this is what they were designed to show and it's what they do show, is that if you're vaccinated, you reduce your risk of severe disease. So the people in the trials that they tested, the 100 and odd people, that got symptoms, it was just that there were less of them in the vaccinated group and none of them experienced severe disease. So if you have the vaccination, you're reducing your potential for severe disease with COVID. They don't know whether it stops you getting it. Well, obviously it doesn't, because people tested positive who'd had the vaccination, and they don't know whether it stops you transmitting it. So that's one scenario. So in that scenario, if you choose not to have a vaccination, if we decide that's not for us, we are really in the same position. We can still get it and we can still transmit it. And so I don't understand, therefore, the need for a vaccination certificate, because it's a level playing field in a way. If I don't vaccinate, I don't consider I'm going to get severe disease, but I might get it and I might transmit it. If you consider you would get severe disease and you vaccinate yourself, then you might still get it and you might still transmit it. You just won't get it so badly, same as me. So that's one scenario where there's no sense in having a certificate, because it doesn't actually make any difference. We can both spread it, we can both get it. The other scenario is, which they seem to be suggesting, although there's no hardcore evidence, proper scientific studies complete yet on all of this as far as I'm aware, is that it will stop you getting the disease and it'll stop you transmitting it. So if that's the case, why do you need a certificate? Because you're now protected. What difference does it make if we have a vaccine that protects us, whether you are in the vicinity of somebody who's not vaccinated, because you're protected and they're not, and that's up to them, surely. They're no threat to you. So it doesn't make sense to me that we would treat people differently whether they've had a vaccine or not, because either way, you are safe if you've had the vaccine. And if you choose not to take the vaccine, you're choosing what risk you think you're at. So this illogical argument has been around for years. I encountered it when I didn't vaccinate my children, people treating them as if they were some kind of threat to other people's children, and yet those people had vaccinated their child and believed that it protected them from the illness. So how on earth was my child a threat? It's not logical, but what it is a belief that is connected to vaccines. It's like, well, there are lots of things that people believe in life that don't make sense, but they've become so conditioned to thinking like that it's never challenged. It's just a sort of given. But my plea is, please challenge this thinking. It isn't logical. Take the vaccine if you want to take it. Believe what you want to believe about it, but please do not persecute people who are choosing not to take the vaccine. Please do not treat them as some kind of, virus spreading, not safe, dangerous person, because you're protected either way, whether it just stops or reduces the severity of your disease, or if it actually protects you from disease. Either way, somebody who's not vaccinated is no threat to you. And it does not make sense to treat them like that, and yet that is what the vaccine passport is going to do. So my question would be, is it really about a vaccine passport, or is this about something else? And there are many out there who would say, now, this is nothing to do with the vaccine, and it's nothing to do with the virus, and it's everything to do with getting us all mopped up into a digital control system. And if you don't believe that, dig in a little bit, because it's already happening in other countries. And it's coming to a country near you very soon. And just be sure that that is what you want to be contributing to.